Hi everyone, welcome back to English 2332. Today I want to speak to you specifically about the first response paper. The assignment sheet is posted. It's under I think it's called the assignments module. And I do encourage you to print this out so that you can review it easily and pay attention to the details. The devil is in the details, as they say. And so you'll notice that it says that it opens with the quote from Sonoma, which says, "A response paper is your chance to communicate in writing your personal viewpoint and personal learning as they relate specifically to the assignment." So this is not a research paper. I don't want you going to do a lot of research. Don't want you doing any research. Just read the poem carefully. Read it two or three, four times. Read about it. Now, I've posted some links and some videos to it, but you're more than welcome to supplement those with some of your own. If you watch one of my videos or one of my links and you don't get it, go to YouTube and find another one. There's there's lots of information out there, and sometimes we have to hear it two or three times. Sometimes we have to hear it two or three different ways in order to really understand it. So do what it takes to learn the material. Then pick one of those four topics. You can either write about Enkidu or dreams or Humbaba or Ishtar. Ishtar is a fairly minor character, but pretty important. She only occurs just a little bit, but she has a pivotal role. Now, the thing to remember is don't try to do all. Okay, if you pick dreams, don't try to respond to all the dreams. Don't try to respond to everything about Humbaba. Even Ishtar, it would be very difficult to talk about everything. And Enkidu, of course, would be impossible. So what you want to do is you want to pick one particular aspect of that topic, a subtopic, if you will, and just respond to that. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what you think, why this happened, why this didn't happen. Just give me your personal interpretation. But of course, you don't want to use first person point of view in your writing. So instead of saying, "I think dreams were the motivating factor for everything that happened in the play," simply say, "Dreams were the motivating factor for everything that happened." Okay. Uh, Enkidu, if I were going to do Enkidu, I would probably do his origin story, how he was created and how he was civilized. Um, that would give you two or three good body paragraphs. It's a short paper. What is it, 700 words? So it's a couple of pages. You're welcome to use quotes from the poem if you want. Be sure those go in quotation marks, not italics, and it has an in-text citation immediately afterwards. Um, the poem is unknown, the author's unknown. So you're just going to put the title of the poem, Gilgamesh, and then the line number. Um, and it's not due until February the 9th, so that should give you plenty of time. But don't wait. Go ahead and get started, get a rough draft going. Then, as I make more comments and suggestions, those will make more sense to you. If you have questions or comments, you can ask those specifically. But yeah, go ahead and get started on this. Read the poem carefully. Now, the next thing we have coming up is starting in week 3, we'll be doing the Hebrew Bible. Let me take just a moment and point out that when we study the Hebrew Bible, which is just another name for the Old Testament, we are studying it as a piece of literature, not as a piece of sacred writing. It's never my intention to offend anyone who holds the Bible in special reverence. Uh, Certainly I do. But in a literature class, we have to take a look at its impact uh, on the world as a piece of literature, as non-sacred writings. And so we'll be looking at a little bit of Genesis, the book of Job, and a couple of the Psalms. Really just an overview. And then we get into Homer and the Odyssey, and then Sappho and some of her poems, and Oedipus. And world lit, as you can imagine, goes rather quickly. Let's see, was there anything else for right now? I don't think so. I would encourage you to remember, please do not click reply to the emails you get from me. If you read carefully, it says do not reply at blackboard.com. Also, we're not using Blackboard Messenger, so if you want to get a quick reply to your question, go ahead and start a new email. Send it to jfly@southplainscollege.edu. Feel free to use whatever email platform you prefer, Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, and I will get back to you just as quickly as I can. Now, the more specific your question, oh, and don't forget to put English 2332 in the subject line, because if I don't know which class you're in, it's going to change the answer. And usually I just have to reply and say, well, it depends which class are you in, and then we go back and forth 2 or 3 other times. Also, the more specific your question is, the more likely you are to get a correct answer. Um, so try to be specific, create a new email, and let me know what questions you have. I really want to be here to help this semester, and let me know when you need something.